Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one sportsbook app out there. I'm Rudo, he's AJ. Let's cut right to the chase here. That was complete domination from top to bottom. There is nothing less left of the St. Louis Blues in the ball arena at this point, I believe. So, this is going to be a fun selly pod, I suspect, for the most part. So, pop a beer and let's get going on this Friday night. For starters, I think we can all agree on this Nathan MacKinnon meme. After Wednesday night, Nathan MacKinnon felt kind of like MJ. He took it a little personally. Decided he wanted to take something out on the St. Louis Blues tonight. I suppose that's a good place to start. We can segue this into the king of the game, and not just Nathan MacKinnon, but the DraftKings king of the game is the entire three-headed monster. 7 points between them, 13 shots on goal. That is the top line for the Avalanche that we know and love, basically. Am I right, AJ?
Tell me, man, it's time to relegate the Blues.
Send them on down. It's over.
Yep. When you spend an entire NHL game looking like Team Austria, you don't get to stay.
Fair enough.
The NHL is giving back the last two playoff spots in the West Division. It just said, you know what? Never mind.
We're good.
We don't need them. We don't need them.
Yeah,
there are no Blues fans in here. There are just Avs fans waiting to be converted.
Welcome. Jump on the bandwagon. There's plenty of room. Avs win the series 9-4. That's how these things work, right? It's not a game-to-game record. It's totally the series.
It's an aggregate. Let's do it. Give them the 4 points. Let's go.
Easy. Out of here. See you later. Are there any worries left from the first two games of the season, AJ? I don't have a single one myself, I don't think.
I mean, I'm a little worried that Philip Grubauer, apparently big fan of fascism, because shutouts are fascist. Giving up one goal is way more democratic.
Had to complete the shutout. Couldn't give us the Brazil, I guess, but the Avs made it 8-0 before that anyway, so...
I mean, what are you saying? This was an ass kicking. Like, these two teams traded ass kickings, and we saw how each team wants to get it done, right? We saw St. Louis, they want to play this ugly, slow, grind it out. Do we have to sit through this nonsensical style of a couple days ago where they just feast on mistakes and they counterattack?
Yep.
And then the Avs, what the Avs want to do is they want to come out and they want to score a bunch of goals. And then they want you to start to feel bad about yourself. And then they want to go all mean girl on you and just make you feel even worse and worse and worse. So the Avs are straight up my high school bully. When they get going like they were tonight, they're just they're a mean girl. The Avs are a mean girl.
Is it kindness or is it just insult to injury when they put out Ian Cole and Belmar to quarterback the power play at the end of the game?
Like, I understand, like, you're not going to throw out your top unit, but I think it's a little, the pendulum swung the other direction where it was a little offensive that they weren't even trying on that power play, where they were like, guy who had like 19 points last year is on our power play in Belmar. Like,
look, even the first period, which was arguably the most even period of the game, the Avs outshot them 12-7. It was not particularly close. Most of the Blues offense came in their two power plays during that period, and the rest was the Avs just kind of running over them. So,
yeah,
there are almost no negatives, truly, in this game. Almost none for the Avs.
When you win a game 8-0, and you outshoot, outscore, outhit, out everything the other team, what do you say?
Yep, exactly.
Who cares? Whatever negative that you can conjure up doesn't matter.
Yeah, Grubauer, even in the top 100 scorers in the league as of this moment.
Is that still true after the rest of the Avs team got on the scoreboard?
Yeah, that's true. In the third,
there were like
a whole
16
bunch of
dudes who ended up with
that
extra points after that. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, this is
think?
the kind of Avs team we were hoping to see. I mean, it's about as good as it gets, right? So we've seen both extremes of the Avalanche hockey team so far this year, and this one feels a whole lot better for everyone to watch. Yeah, I mean, that's the big conversation here. 5 power play goals for
Six.
It's 5. It's 5. Trust. The Donskoy one is marked incorrectly.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. But nonetheless, they go 5 for 7 on the power play. Their season power play now is 6 for 11. Pretty okay.
So it's funny because now we're going to have to discount this game from all the power play stats all year. It's going to get
you just
the power play unit.
5 power plays.
Yeah, the power play unit is going to be skewed the entire season because of tonight.
It's going to be real weird because they got off to this happening at the beginning. But I think maybe most encouraging about it is that the second unit has been effective as well on the power play.
Yeah, 2 goals. Well, I guess I don't know. Will they have ended up with three goals tonight?
I
4
think
goals?
so. Definitely at least 2.
Well, they had at least 3 because. Oh, well, yeah. I guess you said the Donskoy one is marked incorrectly.
Yep.
So 2 goals from the second unit, and you don't want to call it the second unit. Like, one of them was just Grubauer giving it to Burakovsky. He just went and did everything on his own.
True. Who, by the way, on a 56 goal pace, if I say so myself. So is Landeskog. So, maybe the 230 goal scorers I predicted won't be the ones I thought. But that's my dog doing to the toy what the Avs did to the Blues tonight. It's basically the same scene.
I was gonna say.
Rex just channeled his inner Avs tonight. So sure. Let's talk about Devontae's first off. Then getting the couple of late points, has had 2 very very rock solid games, and the dude sure seems like he's gonna fit in great.
I mean, as advertised at this point, right?
Yep.
He is. I don't know what else to say. I never know how to talk about games like this.
I know how to talk about them.
They're
you
just
hit the
so
like
completely
button,
one-sided.
and you hit subscribe over here. I can't point at it because I'm on the wrong side of the screen. But hit those 2 buttons you see on screen, and then hit the bell for notifications. And you can come party with us every time the Avs beat down the St. Louis Blues and or anyone else.
Yeah, well, given the way that their division is, I don't know that 8-0 is going to be something that we talk about again this year, but beatdowns, the blowouts should be at least like a semi-common thing for the Avs this year.
Yep.
Devon Taves and Kale McCarr both looked so good tonight, just doing kind of what they do.
Right.
And
McCarr was this close to multiple highlight reel goals.
Yeah.
Obviously, Taves picked up a goal and an assist. McCarr had 3 assists on the night. We already mentioned the 7 points from the 3-headed monster. The guys who are supposed to be the best players were far and away the best players for the Avs by a long, long shot.
Yeah, we really saw a big difference because it was not St. Louis's best players making it happen 2 nights ago. Oscar Sundqvist and Kyle Clifford are 3 of their goal scorers. And Sundqvist was Mike Hoffman's replacement. Mike Hoffman got in there tonight, and guess what? That guy is still terrible defensively. Kale McCarr's almost goal on the 5-hole where he jumped in. Yeah, Mike Hoffman is the guy that he danced around, who was just like flailing his stick about, just hoping something good was about to happen to him. And he something good did happen. Bennington bailed him out from being on the wrong end of a highlight. And then, the rest of the night happened. So that was a tough break. But the Avs' best players tonight did the thing. That's the difference. When Colorado's best players are playing at a high level, there's just very few teams in the NHL that are going to be able to hang with them. And that's what we talked about coming into the year, is that your best players dictate how often you win or lose the vast majority of the time. Postseason, regular season, that's just what's up. But when they get going like they did tonight,
how big of a positive is the breakthrough in this game? Because let's face it, they pretty easily could have won this game 3-0 as opposed to 8-0 the way the game was going. Is there a little something extra to take out of this, knowing the Avs full sended all the way through the third? There you go. Elite point producer, Philip Grubauer there. Just get him the puck and the Avs will score.
Yeah, and I saw that there actually was the For Now Blues fan in here earlier. You can't call high sticking on a follow through, buddy.
Yep. It happens multiple times a year. It's not a penalty. It happened to the Avs a couple times last year. It's just not a penalty.
It sucks. Like it sucks when it happens, but follow throughs are not penalties for a reason. The whole point of a high sticking penalty is to control your stick. But when you shoot a puck, or I guess when you pass a puck in that case, your stick just comes up. That's just bad timing. It's bad luck.
Yeah, unfortunate, and
it's a bummer.
And look, the Blues had some bad luck in this game. Bortuzzo injured on a nothing hit.
I actually didn't see the hit.
Here's your replay tweeted it. It looks like an absolutely nothing hit. He even took a couple shifts afterward before leaving. But it's unfortunate for them. I forget who on the Blues took a puck to the face in the game too. He stayed in the game. Bozak was it? Okay.
Yeah. So it was Bozak, and then I think it was Robert Thomas that got hit in the face from Grubauer.
Yeah. So, Blues a little bit unlucky on top of that, and that's how you get to an 8-0 game. Yeah. When the ads are clicking and you don't have things going for you, you just get run out of town.
Like, there's a really good chance this is the biggest blowout of the season for the Avs and the Blues.
Yep.
There's a good chance that it doesn't get any worse than this for St. Louis, and it won't get any better than this for Colorado.
Most likely. We'll see. I want to believe that some of these weaker teams in the West might be shaking in their boots a little bit, and the Avs could put up some crooked numbers. But
8-0 though.
That's true. An 8-goal differential is a lot. Yeah,
it'll be a big thing for I expect we'll see some 4-0s, 5-1s, those types of wins against the California teams. And then obviously whatever they're about to do to Arizona.
I see Evans Burner is in the chat again. He will be on shortly after he's finished interviewing live from Ball Arena. So you have that to look for in a little bit. Before we get to all that, though, we do need to take our first period break with DraftKings Sportsbook. Our picks of the week. I meant to tell you guys this yesterday, and I'm sorry that I didn't based on tonight's hockey game. But all season long, my pick is take the over in Avalanche games. They're going to score the pants off of the NHL this year, so just hammer it.
Who's the whatever the gambling sponsor is that Altitude and the Avs have a deal with? Put up the over under after they scored the 7th goal, and it was over under of 6, and it was 7-0, and I was just don't even need St. Louis. St. Louis should have tried bringing a goaltender with them tonight.
Yep, that would have helped, but Avs are going to be hammering the over all season long. I believe you can get amazing boosts on NHL and all sorts of other bets over at DraftKings Sportsbook. So head on over there, put down your money on the Avs. I think pre-show we were talking on TDSP. That's right. I said take MacKinnon for a goal. Nailed that one as well. So easy money. Easy money.
All of the bets that all of my suggestions, and specifically my Mikko from the knee one-timer,
One
prediction.
game early. Yeah.
Yeah, that I had before the game 2 days ago. Got it tonight.
Just saw one game too far into the future, AJ.
Yeah.
You got to reel it back in a little bit.
It's like that Nicolas Cage movie, Next. I haven't figured out how far I can see
when it's going to happen.
Yet. Yeah. We're still figuring it out.
Definitely still getting there.
I had Mikko for first goal. Still happy that Landy got it at least, but then I had MacKinnon to just score in general, so I was so thankful he got that in the end.
It's kind of crazy, actually. Mikko gets career goal number 100. Landeskog gets career goal number 200. Two guys at very different parts of their careers, and I was kind of like, wow, Mikko's catching him quick.
Very fast.
Crazy.
Very fast.
Like, I remember Mikko Rantanen's first career goal against Michael Hutchinson, and he beat him up high on the short side, and it was like, it begins, Mikko, and now career goal number 100.
Crazy.
A lot of goals from that circle for him, for sure.
And Burra scored again tonight. Like, Burakovsky, he's going to have a good season.
I'm telling you. It's happening. 30 goal scorer, MacKinnon and Burakovsky. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up. You can still get 100-to-1 odds on any football game this weekend. So if you want to make yourself a cool hundo, jump on that for a limited time only with code DNVR at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. The sounds you were hearing on Allie's microphone is the DNVR bar, who is celebrating the Avs win tonight. If you, like many people in Colorado, have trouble watching these Avalanche games, I heard AT&T blacked it out for no reason tonight. You know where it does have it? The DNVR bar does have it. So you can head on down there.
We did not do goal shots for every goal. I think we would have run out of shots again like we did over the summer, but we did do victory shots, of course. We do those every time the Avs or the Nuggets win. So we're following all COVID-19 protocols, and it is a fun time down here at the bar. So you guys should definitely check it out.
Victory shots. We get a little bit of puppy cam in the background. We got everything going on tonight for the Avs podcast. AJ, I'm going to bring up my one micro concern from this hockey game, and we'll talk about it for 30 seconds, and then we can go back to partying. What can the Avs do to sort out their third line? Because we saw the first line obviously dominant. The fourth line does what they do best in this game, and even later in the game, the second line kind of came alive and started to put together some offense. But that third line, we've talked about it before, it just seems like a bunch of misfits right now.
Yeah, and I think tonight I don't know that I would mess with it too much right now. The second line came on strong, and then obviously your first line, you just let it be. The second line, solid. And then the fourth line, if the fourth line's going to play like that, you just let it be.
Yep.
And maybe that becomes your de facto third line.
Sure.
I'm not, I'm kind of iffy on that. But I really think that I wouldn't worry about it too much yet. But I will say that this is where you and I are excited to see what's next.
For sure.
Because I think we'll see a more effective group when
opportunities abound.
Yeah, when you get more dynamic guys in there. To me, I think the obvious switches are Kaut for Nichushkin and Bowers for Belmar at some point. Belmar was great tonight, and I had singled him out quite a bit in the last couple of days as being awful in the first game. I thought he was a lot better. If you're going to get this version of Belmar, he's going to stay in the lineup.
I don't expect any lineup changes next game. We'll leave it that way.
You're not going to. Even with the third line not clicking as well, they still were fine, right? Yep. JT Compher had a breakaway. Donskoy scored a goal. Yep. Nichushkin was invisible again, but
you won a hockey game 8-0. You're not going to mess with it.
It's why you're like, this is a minor concern, a micro concern.
Right, exactly. It's nothing serious to take out. It's just I had to dig and find at least one negative for the show. On the positive,
and even strength. You want to see him start to push a little more at even strength. Even when they were, they got the better of that play tonight, and obviously the goals started to pile up, and so even strength play changed in the third period.
Yeah.
But even halfway through the game, it was 1-0 halfway through the second period before things got weird. And
I mean, was that a little bit a sigh of relief moment when the Avs got that second goal on Binnington? Because it had been 4.5 periods with just 2 goals against him. And he had multiple good saves leading up to the floodgates opening tonight as well. So,
well, definitely, because you only have so many opportunities, and you don't expect nights like tonight. You don't expect games to get out of hand like they did tonight.
Sure.
We talk about it at the end of the game, and we're like, 8-0, jokes abound, but it was 1-0 halfway through the game.
Yeah. Could have gone very, very differently depending on how things shake out.
Yeah, you blast through Binnington, the force field that Binnington was setting up down there. That's a mental thing. It's a confidence thing. Binnington has been run from 3 of the last 5 games that he's played in Denver.
We call that the in sync. Bye. It's
the Devin Dubnyk.
Also acceptable.
So, you come to if you're gonna have if that team is gonna be your biggest rival, one of your biggest rivals, and you're gonna become that goaltender's house of horrors, you're gonna feel pretty good.
Let's have Allie.
I don't know if you're transitioning to this, but everyone in the comments wants us to pull up the Arizona Coyotes tweet, which we had queued up, but we've just gotten a lot of requests for it. So.
Go for it. Arizona only gave up 7. I mean, they did do it twice in a row, to be fair, but the Avs never quite got to 8 on them. So this was extra spice, a little extra spicy, this one.
Yeah. It's a great tweet. It's a great tweet. It's great timing. Like, had this happened at the end of the year, it would have been like, oh, remember when? But that Arizona's fresh off that, back-to-back Brazils to end their season, and then this happens right at the start of the year.
Hockey Twitter is not good at a lot of things, but some of the team interactions can be excellent. Sometimes it's just
Yeah, when it's not the Kings and Sharks.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty much good stuff.
I've seen some comments in the chat about Byram, and I want to talk less about Byram and more about Connor Timmins and what path we're on with him, because I thought Timmins was excellent tonight. He had multiple very, very good plays in both the defensive and the offensive zones. Did not pick up a point or anything, but running him as essentially a 6th defenseman, hard to argue against it right now.
Thought he was much better game overall.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it was the kind of game that it gives you confidence to give him another game if EJ and Byram aren't ready to rock. The big thing that Byram's going to have to get is comfortable with all the system stuff.
For sure.
So maybe you give him a week of practice. Maybe. But I think if you were going to change the lineup right now, you're dropping out Ian Cole and you're putting in Eric Johnson. And then when Byram, when the coaching staff feels Byram is all totally up to speed on the systems,
you have that conversation.
I don't really care how well Timmins plays at that point. You're dropping Bo and Byram into your lineup, and that's what sucks. Where Timmins' position is, it sucks for him to be in that spot, but I think that's just the reality of it.
Those spots you expect a decent rotation out of this year, so it's kind of be a play it by ear situation. But we can take our second period break there and let you guys know about Haefele Cattle Company. The Avs treated St. Louis like a piece of meat tonight. if you want a piece of meat that is not gross and nasty like St. Louis, but actually excellent, Wagyu beef from Haefele Cattle Company has you covered. Their Wagyu burgers are actually amazingly delicious. They won the Food Network's Northeast Burger Jam, and I had the chance to get a couple myself. I ate them without condiments, which for me is ridiculous. They're so tasty. I can't even handle it. They melt in your mouth. Cannot recommend Haefele Cattle Company enough. All of their meat is amazing. They offer Wagyu in tons of different types, including those burgers. You can also get steaks. You can get sausages. Jalapeno cheddar ones, I think, are the ones we got, which are awesome as well. Highly recommend you check those out. You can head on over to HassellCattleCompany.com. That's HASSELL Cattle Company. .com and use code DNVR10 to get 10% off your entire order. And if you order more than $200 of meat, you get free shipping as well. All right, third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm getting word we're going to go live to the smoking crater of Ball Arena as we have Evan Rawal reporting.
I wish it was a smoking crater. I'm freezing here. I can't say what I want to say, but yeah, that was.
Language.
I feel like you can say what you want to say because what the Avs did to the Blues tonight was downright pornographic.
Yeah, I mean, after what I tweeted about it.
Yeah, I heard some things on the bench too. So let's just say Berube was not happy after that last penalty against O'Reilly. He was yelling at it. No one on that bench can wear a mask properly, is what I found as well. So, yeah, that was a shellacking.
We've seen the Blues get deleted. Obviously, not very happy about it. We saw your tweet about Grubauer being an elite point producer. Now, what else did the players and Bednar have to say after this ridiculousness?
Bednar said that was one of the best games he's seen Gerard play. And that he's becoming a leader on this team. So, I mean, there wasn't much to say, I guess. They basically, Rantanen is, I think people, he's got I think that kind of surprised some people with like Belmar and Calvert on the team, but they're bringing up that he's a quiet leader. I think, obviously, you guys know he was the captain of Finland and World Juniors. This is not new to him. So, Bednar has really liked how he's played these two games, and yeah, I don't even know what to say. Everyone was super pumped, and it was very much business as usual in the post game from the players, which is kind of what you want to see. This is how they're going to have to be. It's just highs and lows. You can't get too high, can't get too low.
Yeah, the emotionally stable Avs, I think, is a big thing because we saw them a couple of years ago. You remember they used to ride the wave of games like crazy. When things would go poorly, they would go really poorly, and they would get out of their head, and they would lose games because they would have bad 8-minute stretches. And for them to not get too high after an 8-0 win against a division rival that just kind of embarrassed them 2 days ago, I think it just tells you it's a very business as usual attitude.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. That game was ridiculous. Like
it really wasn't.
And it's not offensively what it is. It's just that the Avs gave the Blues absolutely nothing. Like halfway through the third, they had 13 shots. It's you're going to beat a lot of teams if you do that.
I mean, the entire third period was basically garbage time, and the Blues had 11 shots through 2 periods, so the Avs 24. The Avs literally doubling them up. So, yeah, there you go. Exactly. Wish you there.
I loved AJ's tweet about how MacKinnon just gave up at one point on the forecheck. That was hilarious. He whatever. I could get that, but I'm going to the bench.
Yeah.
This game's over.
Yeah.
And then I think he came back and scored like 2 minutes later. So.
Yeah, 13 minutes to go in the third period. It was 5-0, and he was just like, Why do I need to chase this down? This is fine.
Yeah.
And then, they were just like, okay, well, let's just keep putting them on the power play.
Yeah, and I mean,
smoking these dudes.
Is there something to say about value here? The Avs' time on ice leader in this game was Nazem Kadri for forwards, to be specific. It's Nazem Kadri with 16 minutes 20 seconds. How big are games like this across the course of the season just to stay fresh in a sprint? Now, probably not very big in this one because they get 3 days off.
Yeah,
right now, but
they have. I think 1 3-day stretch every single month.
Yeah,
and it's a bummer that it's now.
Yeah. And that Kadri line, I looked at the numbers. Like, I didn't like Kadri at all in the first period, but they kind of picked it up from there. But if you look at the numbers, they gave up like nothing defensively. I think they were only on the ice for like one shot attempt against for most of the game. So that's probably how they want to draw it up with Saad, who I thought was much better tonight.
Yeah, I've been surprised that people have been hating on Brandon Saad. I didn't see anything that it would have been cool had he scored on that the one break that he got, but otherwise I thought he was fine.
Had one sloppy kind of drop pass turnover that Timmins bailed him out on, but
the chip in the first period where he was going into the zone with Kadri, they had speed, they had numbers, and he tried to chip it on the left board, and it got knocked down, and it turned into a chance the other way because Falk knocked it out of the air and moved it. That was a frustration because you got to make that's a small play that you have to make. That's a scoring chance the other way that should have been going for you, but it got better as the game went on. And those, you're talking about one of the 2 true new guys on the team this year. It's okay if that guy takes a few games to get adjusted to some things.
Yeah, I knew right away that he was going to be better because on his first shift, he touched the puck more than he did pretty much all of last game. And I think people are probably seeing that, he's not perfect with the puck, but the reality was he was around the puck a lot tonight, which kind of shows, that he was a lot better.
Well, and you look at his career, that's a guy that finishes plays. He doesn't create a lot of them. He's not there's not a lot of playmaking ability there. He's not going to be a big assist guy. That's a guy who's going to go to the net and he's going to bang pucks home, and he's going to that's kind of what he does. Like I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it in the slightest. He looked a lot better tonight, and he'll get it. I mean, there's a lot of time. So
yeah, and you guys probably talked about it, but if last game was the fear of the Avs are too small, this was the game where you're like, well, you have Girard, Taves, and Makar on the defense. Other team's not getting the puck. Like they're just not going to have the puck at all because the Avs are going to have clean breakouts all game.
Yeah, the 7 points that those 3 guys combined for is kind of a warning shot to everybody else.
The Avs didn't even seem that small in this game either. We saw some big hits from Graves. I think, as already mentioned, Timmins took contact and played physically quite well tonight too. So,
Nichushkin apparently, I didn't see the hit, but he hit somebody because they were trying to kill him all night, which is probably not a good idea.
I also missed it. Somebody asked me after the game, "What did you think about the Nichushkin hit on Bortuzzo?" And I'm like, I don't think I'm familiar with it.
It's a nothing hit. I'm telling you,
Yeah, that was Nichushkin a little bit more of what they got last year than in the playoffs. So, yeah, you mentioned Timmins. I thought he was awesome. I thought he had a really good game. Just a lot of smart decisions with the puck, and he's really composed in the defensive end under pressure. So, yeah, a lot of assists from the defense and the goaltending.
Yep. I mean, no complaints. The thing we haven't even mentioned here, really, other than a joke from AJ, is Philip Grubauer gets a 21-save shutout. And, it was 13 saves when things mattered and then 8 saves in garbage time. But even something small like that is a step we see from last season where the Avs just couldn't get across the finish line with shutouts a lot of the time.
Even maybe more so is that they took a 4-0 lead in the third period. And instead of just gearing it down and being like, nah, they just
put the foot on the throat. Yeah.
There was, I mean, that's when you talk about killer instinct, right? And you talk about out for blood, trying to send a message, and kind of an angry team that's kind of letting it out.
Yep.
That was it, man.
No mercy.
And grades will be up in a little bit, but I wrote that game from Gruby kind of reminded me of the Coyote series where he didn't have to do much of anything, but mentally he kept himself in the game, and that's kind of a big deal. So,
well, how big was the save on Braden Shen at the end of the first period?
Yep.
They dominate the first period. They get out of there 0-0. Don't love it, but had they been down 1-0, you're feeling not great.
Totally different dynamic for sure.
Yeah, and Gruby's now, I'd make the meme, but he's got to have the meme now. Pass me the effing puck.
Yeah. The drop pass goes to him on the power play now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the breakout man.
The goalie!
I want to see him just rip the mask off at center ice.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Live look at Ryan O'Reilly trying to talk to Philip Grubauer.
I love that Ryan O'Reilly got smoked tonight. Puck, the Colorado's first goal started with him losing the puck and in the offensive zone, and then defensively, where was he?
Drifts out from in front of the net just to
hate
that?
Open up the wound here, but that goal looked exactly like the Kiviranta game winner in Game 7.
It really did. It really, really did.
It is so weird. 8 goals in this building, and then like every time they score a goal, it's like, it's silent.
It's a goal.
Anything. Yeah. And then they're like, Hall & Oates was blasting the entire intermission in the dark. It was like, oh man, what 50-year-old guy is up there blasting this music? All the guys down here were bumping, but yeah, this is weird. This is a weird experience for me.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it? Like the white noise was a lot better, at least from TV perspective tonight. Yeah. I didn't think much about it.
Yeah, it was obviously I don't know what it was like the other night, but it was not very loud outside of the music. But yeah, it's just they scored 8 goals, and it was like each one was just so weird because it's like a men's league game. Nobody's in the crowd to cheer anyone on. I don't know. It's going to take some getting used to.
Anybody wave to the invisible crowd like we saw Mike Stone do with Vegas earlier?
I don't think so, but Alan Roach told everyone to drive home safe, and I feel like he was just talking to me because everyone else was gone. I will.
You know it's a rough ride when the NHL.com highlights are 9 minutes long.
Well, the over in this game was 6, and obviously the Avs did it all by himself.
Yeah, did not need help.
Nope.
I like the one thing I do like about games like this is when the rest of the hockey social media sphere starts to figure out what's going on. It gets to 5-0, 6-0, and then everybody else starts to tune in as the other games finish, and they're like, "What the hell's going on in Denver tonight?" And
the rest of this beat down.
Yeah, you start to get all of the dunks from around the league as everybody's like,
"Yeah, well, there's no other
fun with that."
There's nothing else going on right now, isn't there? There's no other game, so everyone's like, "Oh." But I felt so bad for Ville Husso. He did not belong there. And when the game ended, he was just like, Mister, get me out of here. He booked it. He was gone. The team couldn't even come console him. He was like, I'm going home.
It was kind of like when they blew out Buffalo last year and they brought in that Swedish kid halfway through, and the first shot on goal that he faced, he got scored on. I think Husso got one save in before Kadri scored on him.
Yeah, it was the MacKinnon shot right before.
Someone posted it on Twitter. I forget who, but it's like, all right, Husso, you're going in.
Yeah. It's
the power play against the 3-headed monster. They're already up 4-0. Good luck, bud.
Yeah.
Well, this is what AJ talked about this summer. Like, that's their backup goalie. Like, you're going to have to play that guy this year. Do you feel comfortable with him?
Yeah.
He didn't, on the Kadri goal, he was in the corner. He made the save on MacKinnon's shot, and then he was just nowhere near the net.
I mean, I hear you, but that's his first ever NHL outing.
I know, but they have to play him this year. They have no other choice.
I think it's him, and I think their third goaltender is Evan Fitzpatrick, who I don't believe has played any.
I don't think so, yeah.
I think he's been like Hunter Miskud, where he's been like the backup in a couple games, but he hasn't gotten into an actual game yet. I think, dude, this was my concern with St. Louis as a team, is that the high end skill isn't there. Defensively, they're worse. And if Jordan Binnington isn't carrying them, they may not be very good.
I mean, we saw Torrey Krug get absolutely run over by a stray moose early in the game. So
Torrey Krug is one thing, but Justin Falk is bad. That guy he got walked so many times tonight, and he signed for what, like 6 more years?
Brandon Saad just like dismissed him.
Yeah.
It was like a subtle head fake, and Justin Falk bought all the way in. Like, if you're trying to unload some bad real estate, that's the guy. Because he just buys anything that you sell him. It's bad, dude.
That's why they don't have Pietrangelo, that guy, because that contract.
Well, since we're dunking on the Blues, I assume that's what this is about. But we have a couple more tweets to share here, as production brings them up for us. Oh, this isn't gonna be good.
More. 200 times. More. 500 times. Probably. 100 times. 200 times. More. 500 times. Probably.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm told we have another one as well. It is what it kind of start to feel like in the third period of this game, though, where it's like, oh, yep, the Avs scored more.
Before I bring up this tweet,
This is Rudolph's tweet, isn't it?
This is adult language. Put the kids away.
DNVR After Dark.
Free Skate Friday.
Ryan read the tweet, or was like, "Oh my god," and showed it to me, and I literally was like, "Rudo, are you kidding me?" So I just want to preface before I bring it up.
All right, like, my defense is that there's 5 of them, so there are 5 power play goals.
Like, oh my god.
It was too good. It was too good not to post. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
All right, is that Jordan Binnington or Ville Husso, though? Which one had more power play goals scored?
Evan's just, wow.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. That's really after dark, yeah.
You might want to check out a certain website. This whole game might be uploaded to a certain website later tonight. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not getting banned again.
I mean, people are joking I need to wear the tracksuit. I would love to wear it here. That thing keeps me warm. I'm freezing.
Dude, who at DNVR hired Max Power? He's just been pumping our tires all night. I appreciate you, Max.
He's all over you guys. Max Power, huge fan of you guys.
Yes.
Welcome, Kale.
Kale's like, I hope I never have to produce this show again after seeing that.
Honestly, I mean, this is like all of us virtually, socially distancing, high-fiving each other, because
Totally.
These are fun games, but analytically there isn't a lot to talk about. Everybody played pretty well. The Blues tried playing an NHL game without a goaltender, and it just doesn't go very well. Like, these are fun days. We're not going to make, just like we didn't make too much of the loss after game 1. We're not going to make too much of this. This doesn't mean the Avs are going to win 5-1 every night. The rest of the year, it's not,
This is like game 1 went out the left side window, game right goes out the right side window, and you're feeling good now, but in the grand scheme, do they either of them mean much? No.
Yeah, and it's kind of two extremes, because that might be the game 2 days ago might be the sloppiest we see them play all year.
Yep.
It was that bad. And then tonight, obviously, like, when you have 5 power play goals and you tie a franchise record, like, you're not gonna. I mean, what are you gonna? It's gonna screw up the numbers all year, and it's always gonna be like, well, what's their power play without that one game?
I mean, it is what it is.
It happened. The game happened. That's why you count it. I seen it.
Yeah, true. Evan was there in person, so it has to have counted. Yeah, look. This is... hey, we put a disclaimer up before that, so that's on you. All right.
Why is your 8-year-old up right now?
Everyone.
Look, all right. There are 5 guys behind the couch, and the Avs scored 5 power play goals.
You don't need to explain it.
And so they're gonna kick that. They're gonna kick her off the couch so they can watch their show. Okay, easy explanation.
Wow, you're gonna be a great dad someday.
Well, that means a lot coming from the dad on the podcast. So we're good to go. Okay. I probably should put that comment up there from Travis, but.
I'm just staying away from this conversation.
Oh, man.
I'm going to get kicked out here in a couple seconds anyway.
There's so many things I want to say that I'm just avoiding.
Happy birthday to everyone. Thanks for giving me birthday shout outs. The comments have not stopped with happy birthdays. So great vibes all around in the chat.
Oh, man.
Allie, when is your birthday? I'm going to feel really bad if it's today.
It is today. No, it's in June. So don't worry. We've got time.
Cool.
That's
I bet
also
a lot of people.
that's the same day as Michael Hedden's birthday.
There you go. Same day as John Elway's birthday, as we've all seen it all.
Legends, all of them.
Oh, what a small world.
Final thoughts then. I mean, how much can the Avs take? They have momentum after 3 days off from this game? Are they feeling good? They rolling now?
You just hope they don't go into California and play with lesser teams and let up, because if they can do this to the Blues, then yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, the comment section is too much. It's too much.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
God.
It's a fun cast. It's not not the most professional show you'll ever see.
They beat down 8-0 on the Blues. You're gonna get stuff like this sometimes.
Yeah.
On that note, we can go ahead and acknowledge Chevalier Mortgage. I feel like I might need to mortgage my future or delete that tweet or something. Chevalier Mortgage, local here, both Mike and Virginia, CSU alums, and they have the hookup for you. You've probably heard about how great mortgage rates are right now, but Mike and Virginia are not just your typical mortgage company. Sure, they have phenomenal rates, but what really makes them different is that Mike is a certified financial planner and looks at so much more than just the rate when deciding your home loan. So head on over to DNVRmortgage.com where you can get a free consultation and also enter to win some free DNVR merch. They'd be a great day to get the 3-headed monster shirt. That's all I'm saying. Kind of fits with the theme of the Avs game. Again, that's DNVRmortgage.com, or you can call Virginia directly at 303-257-6578. Michael Chevalier, NMLS 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS 1910631. Okay, I guess we have to end the show before we just have another breakdown about something that we probably shouldn't on this podcast. So I hope everyone enjoyed the Avs game. I hope everyone enjoyed this banging party podcast.
Oh, poor
I
word.
really had to go with that phrasing.
Yep. No, we're moving on. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Have fun. We'll be doing this every single Avs game of the year, 5 days a week during weekdays as well. So you can always catch us here. We have a bunch more content coming up written. I think Evan has grades. I don't know if I assume AJ's doing a piece. I'll have my breakdown video with all 8 goals in a bit later tonight. So
I think I'm just going to add these comments to my grades too.
Excellent. Chat, you're the graders now. Give us your grades. We are out of here for tonight before Evan gets kicked out. Thank you, everyone, once again, and we will talk to you all, I guess, on Monday.